Hey everybody, it's Nintuba64 here. Welcome to part 3 of my Let's Play of The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. In the last episode, we got out of Hyrule Castle, and we did a bunch of stuff that we could do before we entered the first dungeon, but not everything. We are going to grab one piece of heart before we go to the first dungeon, and in order to do that, from where I finished the last episode, you're going to want to enter the Desert of Mystery. And I haven't been there yet, so I'm not going to cut out going to it, because I need to show you guys how to get there. First you need to go to the swamp of whatever. It's like, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of whatever. This is my you. Wow, when did that song come out? I usually don't like pop. Actually, I never like pop music. I really dislike pop music. I appreciate satire. Yes, that's what my excuse is. I appreciate satire. And to make fun of something, you must love it. That was a quote of the amazing Mel Brooks. And that crab thing that you just saw moving will be useful later. And by later, I mean the end of this episode. And don't worry, they don't give you anything specific, it's just rupees. Once you get the Titan's Mitt, which is the item of the next dungeon, if you pick it up, pick the rock up off its head, you can catch the rupees it drops in. If you grab enough, you'll get a 20 rupee. I'll try that one time. And now that if you're in the Desert of Mystery, just follow the route that you saw me take. And this is like this is Sahasrali, his brother. I like the name Sahasrali, if you can't tell. And, oh, I didn't know that when a text box was up, the game bombs didn't go off. I wish they did. Anyways, you're going to want to grab a piece of heart, as opposed to a piece of leg or a piece of arm. That'd be really cool if there was an item in a Zelda game where you just rip someone's arm off and beat them with it. I have issues. Anyways, I'm going to run into a cactus to kill myself so I can go back home. Because, well, it saves time. And I'm impatient. Anyways, other than getting full health, you're going to want to head east out from your house. So, now that you know what to do, I'm going to talk about other stuff. So I guess I should get to the comment question of the day. Today's question is, what makes you feel alive? Truly alive. What do you love doing? What makes you feel like you could never be beaten? And don't answer drugs, because that's kind of obvious. Okay? Yes, answer in the comments, and also in the comments, as I haven't asked for a couple of episodes, just maybe give suggestions for more comment questions of the day. Because, heck, I'll plan on doing LBs for a long time. I'll run out of stuff eventually, maybe not for a year or so, but other people's ideas are useful. And now that we're back at a point of interest, when you get to the witch's hut, talk to that witch, and she's like, you smell weird. Actually, she doesn't say you smell weird, but she does smell your mushrooms, so you should give it to her, and she's gonna make you something. Let's see, I forget. Can you just go in there and it appears? No, you can't. But you can fill your health up by talking to this witch. Well, she says it's a sample of the red potion, but it just fills up your health. I really wish you could just get the sample and keep it. Yeah, free red potion, just enter and leave. Life hacks. Sadly, there aren't life hacks in Zelda. Well, kind of. Anyways, now that you've left the screen, I'm sure it'll work if you go back in there, but I'm going to talk to her first to see if you have to do that. Same text, and yes! You get the magic powder. It's pretty useful. One of the main functions it has is, if you remember when I was getting the first heart piece, when I was in the room where you had to pull the switch on the right to cause the water to flow, that enemy, if you put the magic powder on it, it will turn it into a fairy, which heals 5 hearts. So, yeah, it's the only way to defeat those guys. So, it's really bloody useful. Well, not bloody. In fact, it gives you blood by healing you. And that's another thing. Why does eating human hearts save Link? It's like, ugh, you just cut my arm off. How am I gonna survive? I know, I'm gonna eat a human heart. It's nasty. Anyways, now that we're here, you're gonna want to go talk to Well, I have too much fun saying that name. But it's amazing. And essentially, when you're sprechen the Deutschen to him, he's going to be talking about how, yeah, there's a temple. You need to go to it. And you need to get the 3 pendants. Only one of them's in this temple. But you'll know where the other ones are. And before you leave his house, grab some hearts by picking up the pots and bomb his wall. Don't worry, he doesn't make you pay for damages. The only person in Zelda who makes you pay for damages is that butthole in the Wind Waker. It's like, you've been trained the whole game to pick up pots and throw them. And then, well, not the whole game. It's pretty early in the game when you meet this guy. But he's like, no, I'm going to take some money from you before you leave. I've never been there with very little money, so I don't know what happens if you aren't able to pay him back. But I assume it's quite unpleasant. Because, you know, he has a French accent. No, I'm just joking. He has a French accent. You know, because characters in Zelda games actually talk other than saying, no. No, I'm just joking. I love the French accent. Okay, I'm sorry if I insulted anyone. If I insulted any Quebecians, I'm sorry. Canada's amazing. Or I'd assume it's amazing. I've never been. It's nice and cold. I like it cold. It's really way too warm where I live. And I'm recording this in the middle of winter. So that's saying something. It's only in the 20s. I mean, the 20s are actually pretty comfortable. But it doesn't stay that temperature for more than maybe a week. It's like, then it's back up in the 30s and 40s, and it's like, what the heck? Weather, be more, why be cold? Only bad thing about the cold is it's kind of hard to sleep in the cold. And by sleeping in the cold, I mean no blanket. Give me a blanket, sure. I'll knock her out to sleep. And sorry for running around senselessly, kind of lost my way, but I believe I remember how to get there. Just piss off this Armos, and yes, that's what the enemy is called. I believe in Ocarina of Time you actually had to use bombs to defeat them, but you don't in this game. Sorry for comparing Ocarina of Time too much. Don't worry, I'm not a fanboy whose favorite Zelda game is Ocarina of Time. I will admit, it's a wonderful game, but my favorite Zelda overall is, as you guys know, Link Between Worlds. This would be my favorite 2D. I don't know if Link Between Worlds is in a 3D art style, but the gameplay is very much 2D. So I'm still gonna say my 3D, it's kind of a 2.5D. So my favorite 3D Zelda game would be, that's a tough one. I'll go with Wind Waker. That's a really fun game. Anyways, when you enter here, you're going to want to go through the middle passage. I'm going to show you why you're going to want to go through the middle passage, because you're not Jesus and you can't walk on water. Then again, there wasn't water there, so that would, Jesus could probably walk on air too. I'm pretty sure he could. He didn't in the Bible, but he was very humble. That's why. He didn't want to show off his, I can walk on air. Anyways, dodge all the balls. Unless you're a female, don't dodge my balls. Oh, yes. And yes, I'm quite immature. Can't you tell? Anyways, when you go up here, you're going to want to go forward just to advance in the dungeon, but I'm greedy, so I'm going to get some rupees by going back here. Just pick up the pots. Really? $1? Yeah, $5. $11. $12. And more money. And I'm about 4/10 of the way to the maximum money capacity. Don't worry, in this game, if you know what to buy, you'll never reach it. Anyways, go to the right when you get in here, step on the switch by picking up the pot and proceeding past where the pot was, because you can't step over pots, but you can destroy them with great prejudice. And proceed east. In this room, you're just going to want to pick up the middle pot, step on the switch, and go down and open the chest to get what I believe is your map. Yes, I'm correct. 1 for Ryan. Anyways, then you're going to want to drink a Polyjuice potion, become Mad Eye Moody, and I am not talking about what I was talking about before. Head west and come out of that room. And head west again, because once you have the map, which isn't even required, so actually going that route is entirely optional. I'm just showing you guys because this is a 100% Let's Play. I may not get all the rupee chests, but I will most definitely get the map in every single dungeon. And this game has a bunch of them, so that's why it's one of my favorite. And that's kind of a difference in style between a 2D and 3D game, and that's why I consider A Link Between Worlds to be a 2D game, because in the 2D games, it's mostly puzzles, puzzles, puzzles. In the 3D games, they put so much effort in making combat interesting. I mean, it is interesting, but that's not why I play a Zelda game. I enjoy the combat, but I play a Zelda game for the puzzles. And I'm okay with just having, you press B to swing your sword. If you hold B, you'll hold it in front of you until you release it, you'll do a spin attack. I don't need the, do a spin attack, or, no. That's in this game. I don't need the Z target, and then you can backflip. I mean, it's great things. They're fun. I'm not complaining about it at all. And I'm probably going to get a lot of flack for what I've been talking about. I just prefer the 2D Zelda style. That's why I'm playing this game. Even though I will admit, on subsequent playthroughs when you already know all of the secrets, having the really interesting combat does help. So it does increase the playability, not playability, replayability. But yeah. Anyways, when you go into the square hallway, you're going to want to enter the door to the west, grab the key, and then leave. You'll be dodging the little fairy things. I should really look up what they're called because I can't remember. I remember they have a cool bubble. They remind me of bubbles, but I know that that's what they are not. They are not bubbles. I don't believe bubbles are in this game, if I can remember. I don't think they are. I'm gonna feel really stupid if bubbles are in this game. Bubbles are very fun. They're good because when you blow them, they're big. And, wow, that sounded kind of perverted. Anyways, when you're in this room, you're gonna need to defeat all the enemies, and this guy. His weakness is the bow, but you don't have the bow, so you're not gonna use the bow on him, and you're gonna use your stabby thing, even though a bow's a stabby thing that works at a distance. This is more of a slashy thing, because he doesn't point it out in front of him like he does in the first game. By first game, I mean the second to last chronologically. I still think the timeline of this is kind of odd and overly complex. Anyways, pick up the pot that all those, what I'm gonna call bubbles, were on, and grab the big key. After you get the big key, you're going to want to proceed to the north because, hey, it's a door that you can use the big key on, and once you get an item, it's video game rules that you must use it in the next world so much you get tired of it if it's not a really fun item. Or, it's just common. I mean, big keys aren't really something you use to be fun, it's just a tool. Anyways, let's get the bow and then have skulls dropped on us, or full skeletons, but they leave their skulls, and then they bring their bodies back. And let's shoot them dead. Shoot them dead where they aren't alive. Shoot them dead. I don't know. I really shouldn't sing. None of the Game Reapers should ever sing because we can't sing well. I don't think we can. Some people might consider our voices good, but no one in the right mind. So if you like my singing, you need to go to an insane asylum. Anyways, you're going to want to equip a bottle that has nothing in it, apparently. Now you're going to want to equip the lantern. Go up here, grab that pot! If I die because of you. Come on, pot. Just grab the pot. Okay, go. Or not. I'm gonna kill you. And I died. Meeting you guys back in this room. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that, death. I'm really kind of embarrassed. Apparently I suck at this game. Anyways, you're gonna want to head to the right in that room to a totally optional area that has a crap ton of blue rupees. This is good for money. I should have checked how much I had at the beginning of this, so I could have told you guys exactly how much. Though it is like 3 deep and maybe 10 wide, so 150 rupees. Yeah, let's say it's 3 deep and 10 wide for 150 rupees, because you get, well, no, not 150. 3 deep and 10 wide would give you 300 blue rupees. No, it'd give you 30. And my math skills are non-existent. Multiply that by 5, and you get 150. So yes, 150 rupees, 30 blue ones. And how do you math? How do you math? That's all I have to say. Let's see, I need to regain my math skills. So, time to do powers of 2. 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 256, 512, 1024, 2048, 4096, 8192, 16384, 32,788, and then 65,536. I suck at doubles too. I'm just overall dumb and unintelligent. Actually, I'm just dumb and unintelligent when on camera. When I ain't recording, I'm like, what's 2 plus 2? 7. What's 3 times 7 using base 4? Want to know what it is? It's 130. No, that's what 4 times 7 using base 4 is. 3 times 7 in base 4 would be 111, I believe. Yeah, it's... No, not 111. 3 times 7 in base 4 would be 21. In base 4 you have 100 for 16. And yeah, 111. I'm thinking right. I just had to reprove myself. Anyways, when you are fighting the red guys with the big eyes, you can only defeat them with the bow. You cannot use your sword, or you can, but you'll get stabbed in the face by their big creeper eyes. Yes, they are the equivalent of pedo bear, apparently. And now we're already at the boss in this dungeon. Woohoo! A whole dungeon in one episode. We're doing work. Anyways, this boss has 6 parts, and you have to defeat each one separately, but they're all easy. Just use your sword, and I suggest going to the edge in the corner and just fighting them, because that's a really easy way. You can just get in the corner, swing your sword maybe. And should I use the bow? Well, it is an item I got. Might as well make it like a 3D game by saying, hey, you know how you beat the boss of this dungeon? Use the item you just happened to get so conveniently. Yeah, I'm gonna use my bow. The bow is fun. Stab, stab, killy, stab, make you die, not alive. And when you have all of them dead except for one... feces! Getting back to about that point in the boss. Okay. When you make it where there's only one left, which I've decided to come back a bit early, just because I want to show off my amazing stabby skills, or more slashy skills. In some video games there's a difference. Anyways, when there's only one left, he will try to come and just jump on you. He will actually target you instead of just moving around. If he hits you, sure. If he doesn't hit me, I'm okay with that too. Because that's essentially what the boss does in the beginning. He doesn't target you. He's actually a nice statue thing. I don't know. Like, why are you trying to kill him, Link? In the beginning, he's pretty nice. Now he's just stabbing you because, well, you tried to stab him. Anyways, I think this is a capital time to end the episode. So, remember to answer the comment question of the day. What makes you feel alive? I think that's what it was. I don't write these things down. Either way, answer either of them, the one I gave at the beginning or the one I gave at the end. And I will see you guys next episode. Have a good one.